Matapos ang ating adventure sa Bicol mula sa ganda ng Partido Rivera hanggang sa camping sa Kitinian Ranch, oras na para umuwi. Pero hindi lang ito basta drive back to Manila. I'll be testing the Jetour Titus Smart Power Saving Mode. Is it actually better than the compulsory mode? Mas matipid nga ba talaga? Alamin natin sa final leg ng ating Jetour Titus Bicol Adventure. Tara! Hey guys, Happy New Year po sa inyong lahat. We are now preparing for our drive back to Manila from Tabaco City. So, magkakarga na kami dito sa trunk ng Jetour T2 Lightning IDM. Pakita ko lang sa inyo kung paano namin aayusin yung cargo. Alright, nandito pa yung mga camping gears namin. So, alisin ko muna to. Okay, so andito yung portable charger natin and then nandito rin yung extension tsaka yung grounding kit natin. Napagkasya ko dito, yung cable tumakbo rito. Andun yung mismong portable charger. Ito yung gun niya. Alright? And then, etong nasa blue, this is the V2L cable. So, okay naman. Nagkasya. Ayan. Kailangan ayusin ng konti. May bumabangga. Ayun. Nice. And then, unahin natin itong mga camping poles, mahaba na maninipis para ma-maximize yung space doon sa dulo. More camping pole, nature hike, cloud moraine. And this is our medium-sized luggage. 2 carry-on luggages. Laundry bag. See? Perfect, di ba? Nakaharangan siya ng headrest. And then, this is my laptop and camera bag. Sakto siya dito. Again, sasaluhin siya ng headrest para hindi siya mahulog. Okay, good morning. It's now 1:42 a.m. Ang target time namin to leave is 2 a.m. And habang nagkakarga kami kanina, ayan, nabawasan ng 1% yung SOC natin. Right? So, anyway, 1% lang naman yan. So, yeah, like I mentioned last time, etong pabalik namin ng Maynila, I'll be using smart power saving all the time. Hindi na tayo magko-compulsory, hindi natin lalaroin. So, tingnan natin kung alin ang mas efficient. Alright? And then, I think I'll stick with the energy recovery level na middle. Dito naman sa energy consumption, i-reset natin yan. Okay? Confirm. Power consumption. Fuel consumption. Reset ko rin. Right? Para all clear tayo. After reset, ayan, nag-zero na rin siya dito. Okay, I think we're ready to go.
Pipita! Oh, may naiwan si Pipita.
Hindi yung kasama.
Hindi daw kasama.
Hindi papayag ang parents nun.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye.
99%.
Okay guys, so nandito na tayo sa Sabloyon. Alright, ito yung daan from Tabaco. Iikot sa likod ng Mayon Volcano. Ang labas nito sa Ligao City na. Right? So far, galing sa bahay nila Sir Alex, tumakbo na tayo ng 19.2 kilometers. And ang SOC natin is now down to 76%. Hindi yung road dito sa Sabloyon, hindi siya straight. Paliko-liko siya, tapos may konting uphill, downhill. Kaya hindi tuloy-tuloy yung takbo natin. Pinakamabilis natin kanina was only around mga 80-85. And right now, medyo zigzag na dito. So, yung speed natin is only around mga 49-50. Hindi masyado mabilis. And aside from that, umulan. Kaya, syempre, alalay lang yung takbo natin. Madulas yung kalye. Lumagpas na tayo ng Naga City. Ang SOC natin is now 15%. Malapit na tayo sa Milaor. So, from Tabaco City all the way to Naga, naka full EV tayo, no? And eto ngayon, ina-anticipate na natin umandar yung engine niya. Sa ngayon, hindi pa. So far, tumakbo tayo ng 94.4 kilometers. 94.4. Ayan, umandar na. Okay, so 94.5. Stop lang tayo saglit para gagawa tayo ng konting analysis. Ayan, so kakaandar lang ng engine niya, no? So punta natin tong energy consumption info. By the way, pa-double check lang, naka smart power saving tayo, right? And then binabaan ko yung energy recovery level para mas matagal-tagal yung para cruising tayo kasi walang traffic so feeling ko mas maganda yung region niya kapag weak, kapag ganitong hindi ma-traffic, para cruising lang, bitaw-bitaw lang, pitik-pitik lang sa accelerator, hindi siya mabilis mag-decelerate. Average power consumption niya is 20.4 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. So 100 divided by 20.4. So ayan, under 5 nga, that's 4.9 kilometers per kilowatt. So ayan, yan ang naging performance niya. Mas mababa kumpara nung from Maynila tayo going to Bicol, kasi yun nga, umabot tayo doon ng 112 kilometers. Ito 94.6 lang, kasi nga naman yun highway. Ito highway, I mean is expressway, yun talagang tuloy-tuloy. Ito highway but hindi siya ganun ka tuloy-tuloy, and may konting zigzag, yung doon sa sablo yun may uphill. So ayun, anyway, let's continue with our drive. Nakalimutan kong banggitin yung fuel tank natin. Ayan, yung remaining estimated range niya is 828 kilometers, right? Almost full tank pa yan. Yung fuel na yan pa yung nagpa full tank tayo sa partido, yung pagdating natin galing Maynila. So hindi pa ako nagpapakarga the entire time na nasa Tabaco tayo. Even nung nandun sa partido, most of the time nagpa-charge tayo. We are now here in Pagbilao, Quezon. It's 9:35. Dito na lang, mas malaking screen. 9:35 AM. Average speed namin, 45. So sometimes tatakbo ng mga 80, 70, and then mag-slow down sa traffic. So minsan 40. Kaya ayan, yan yung average, 45. Anyway, quick check, 331.6 kilometers ang tinakbo natin. And then yung average fuel consumption is 7.7 liters per 100 kilometers. So, ang ibig sabihin niyan, 100 divided by 77 is 12.98 kilometers per liter. So, halos pareho lang yung rate nung papunta tayo ng Bicol. But let's see mamaya pag nasa expressway, mas matipid dapat ang takbo natin. So bumaba ako dito sa kanina nung medyo matraffic na, hindi na masyadong buwelo, hindi ka na masyadong makapag-cruise. Nag-shift na ako to middle, yung energy recovery level or yung region. Okay, kasi pagka ganun traffic, mas maganda pagka mataas-taas ang level mo dito para hindi ka na masyadong magpepreno, and for a shorter distance mas marami ka kaagad na ma-regen. But other than that, we stayed on smart power saving, right? And then naka-eco mode pa rin tayo all the way, HEV. Kaya muna kami na magba-brunch na kami kasi alanganing oras na, alanganing breakfast, alanganing lunch. 9:39 na. Maganda yung Chowking dito, ang luwag-luwag, very spacious. It's now 1:37 PM. Nandito na kami sa San Pedro, tama ba? Oo, San Pedro exit. Guys, meron tayo ditong bagong portable charger, Charge X. gusto kong subukan. Naki-extension lang tayo dito, ano? Tapos, yan, tinanggal natin yung, yung ground. So, 2 prongs lang yan. Pero makita nyo yung saksakan, 3.
Pero wala rin ground.
Pero wala ring ground yan. So, para sure na walang ground, ayan kita nyo, 2 lang ang wire. Okay, saksak natin. Yun. Ayan. Current mode niya, 16 amperes. May time, may temperature. Saksak natin. Ayan. Charging. Ayan, ang power niya, 3.1, oh. Uy, malakas na yan. 3.1 kilowatt. Charging power niya, 2.4. Ito na pinakamalakas na charging na nakita ko na using portable dito kay Panchita. Kasi yung standard na binibigay ni BYD na portable charger, 2 kilowatt lang ang maximum noon. May voltage drop pa yan. Kaya pumapalo lang yun ng mga 1.8, 1.6 kadalasan. Ito, 2.4. Malaking bagay yan. Mapapabilis. Kaya, pag tinignan nyo, ayan o, 6 hours. Yung normal portable charger, nag 8 to 9 hours ako. Malaking bagay yan kapag nasa travel ka, nasa biyahe ka. Yung difference na 2 oras, malaking bagay yan. So guys, hindi ko na ginagamit dito yung yung grounding kit ko. Diretso na. Mas malinis. Ayan, so may options ka. Pwede mo tong pindutin. Ayan, current, long press. Ayun, pwede mong babaan. Depende sa capacity ng saksakan mo. Time, long press. Kung ilang oras mo lang siya i-charge. Maganda to tuwing road trips kung makikicharge ka sa Airbnb or hotel na pag-i-stayhan nyo, di ba? Or halimbawa, papunta ka ng Bicol kasi konti pa lang ang charging stations. Or actually, kahit sa North ngayon kasi marami na ngayon talagang gumagamit ng charging stations, di ba? Kasi ayaw na gumamit ng gasolina. So anyway, pwede kang maki-charge sa mga restaurant or convenience stores, lalo na ngayong Holy Week, di ba? Mas mabilis ang charging at wala nang hassle sa paghanap ng pagkakabitan ng ground. Hassle-free na. Sasaksak mo na lang. Pwede rin sa bahay, kesa gagastos ka ng 25,000 for the installation of the wall charger. Ito, okay na. Mas mabilis sa portable, mas mura naman dun sa wall charger. Do you guys feel tired?
No.
No?
I was asleep lang the whole time.
Ngayon lang nag-drive si Achi actually. So first part nag-drive ako. Second part si Madam Peya and then ako ulit. Tapos si Achi doon na bandang San Pablo, right? San Pablo, Laguna ka na nag-drive, no?
I don't know where that is.
San Pablo, yeah.
Traffic area.
Doon may konting traffic. The entire time, tulog silang dalawa. Si Achi tsaka si Dichi sa likod kanina. Masarap ipang long drive itong Jetour T2 Lightning IDM. Maganda yung suspension niya. Okay, energy consumption. Ang tinakbo namin is now 443.6. And then, yung average energy consumption niya is 5.5 liters per 1,000 per 100 kilometers. So, nag-improve ba? 100 divided by 5.5. Ayun, 18. Sabi ko na nga ba, mag-i-improve din pag nandito na sa expressway. Ayan. So, umabot din ng 18 kilometers per liter yung consumption ng fuel niya. Okay, so malapit na tayo sa bahay. Nandito na tayo sa EDSA, no? Ayan, ina-asphalto nila yung EDSA. Okay, so nakarating na tayo, Actually, kanina pa, nagdiskarga lang kami at nag-akyat ng mga gamit. So, anyway, ito yung summary natin. Fuel consumption. Average fuel consumption, ang sabi dito is 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers. Now, ngayon ko lang na-realize, ito palang summary niya na to. This is for the past 50 kilometers. At this point, I called the product manager of Jetour and he confirmed with me that the system computation of the energy or fuel consumption is indeed based on the past 50 kilometers. It's not based on the last reset with the trip meter. Actually, the best thing to do here sana is the full tank method, like what we did when we arrived in Partido from Manila. Kaya lang, I don't want to do that anymore because of the expensive fuel price. The computer naman is very close to accurate. Anyway, we are still able to get valuable data. For the full EV range, which is from 100% to 15% SOC, Eco Mode, Tabaco to Naga, distance covered was 94.6 kilometers. Remember, the terrain via Sabluyon was mountainous, uphill twists, and zigzag roads. Yung average speed natin was nasa 45 kilometers per hour. While, if you guys remember, yung Manila to Batangas natin, distance covered was 112.5 kilometers. Mas malayo. Pero yung terrain naman kasi doon, nasa SLEX tayo, it was flat and straight at zero traffic. That was between 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. And yung average speed natin was around 90 kilometers per hour. Kaya mas malayo yung range. Now, let's compare the fuel consumption in HEV mode and using smart versus compulsory. If you guys remember, nung papunta tayo ng Partido ng Camarines Sur, galing Maynila, ang ginamit natin doon was compulsory. Minamanual natin, di ba? Yung purpose natin doon is that we want to have high SOC kapag ka malapit na sa paakyat ng EME at kapag ka matraffic. Ina-assume natin na mas matipid siya using EV, di ba? Now, eto ngayon, yung pabalik ng Maynila, naka-smart mode tayo all the way. So, eto ngayon yung result. Provincial highway, which was between Naga to Lucena, yung naging average consumption natin doon was 12.98 kilometers per liter. Ikumpara natin nung papunta tayo ng Bicol, between Batangas and Partido, yung naging average natin doon was only 11.67 kilometers per liter. Alright? Now, pagdating naman sa expressway, sa SLEX, umabot tayo pinakamatipid na 18.18 kilometers per liter. Again, using smart power saving. That was in the area of Batangas to Manila. Ngayon, wala tayong mapapagkumparahan kasi nung nasa SLEX tayo, going to Partido, hindi tayo naka-HEV doon. Kaya hindi ko masabi kung ano yung consumption niya. So anyway, it looks like using the smart power saving battery mode is a little bit more efficient. Unless you have a particular purpose for using the battery via V2L and you need a high SOC when you arrive, I would suggest that you simply use the smart mode. Kasi mas relaxing yung driving experience mo niyan. Hindi ka na nag-iisip kung kailan ka mag-switch between EV and HEV. Okay? So, some of you might think that, nasa 12 to 18 kpl lang naman pala. Konting difference lang from my eyes. Now, guys, please remember that those numbers are only during long drive. While we were in Partido, Tabaco, and Legazpi, we were within full EV range. Hindi kami gumamit ng gas. For so many days, pasyal lang kami ng pasyal, charge lang kami ng charge. Sabi ni Sir Alex, ang electricity rate sa kanila dun sa Tabaco is only between 8 to 9 pesos per kilowatt hour. That's the beauty of the plug-in hybrid technology of Jetour, also known as IDM. Alright, that's it folks. Thank you for following our Jetour T2 Bicol adventure. Thanks for watching. As always, please drive safe. Bye! Guys, we closed 2025 strong. We now have almost 38,000 teammates sa YouTube, more than 17,000 sa Facebook, at dumadami na rin tayo sa TikTok and Instagram. Thank you. Thank you so much for riding with us. Ngayong 2026, we will bring you more Pru test drives na inaabangan ninyo. Kaya kung hindi ka pa kasama, mag-subscribe at mag-follow na kayo to officially join the team. Marami pa tayong pupuntahan ngayong taon. Let's go, team!